All right, we are live. Thank you, everyone who's watching. We already got a few people in the chat. We're here with Crispy. We're here with Uriah and Bacon and Kingmaker. You can go check out a video they did just the other day. Really immersive. How do you describe the way you run the games, Crispy?
So we usually call it 4D,
Okay.
which is just shorthand for trying to stay in character as much as possible. Even so far as to say, look, if there's certain details that are not terribly consequential, perhaps, then you just assume that they're there. Characters can help co-create the world that way. So, but I would say it's mostly an attempt to be in character as these characters for the whole session.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Uriah? That's kind of the
Yep. Yeah.
the attempt. Bacon is probably more eloquent at talking about it than I am.
Nah, I think you nailed it.
Thank you,
Totally.
Grognard's here. Hey, Grognard. K Dolo. Full Metal Slate. Things are about to happen.
Josh. Oh, right on, buddy.
Grognard again, and Max. Welcome back.
Hey.
Hey.
So this is a session 0. We're going to talk about kind of how we're going to run the game, how the game's set up. It's a very mechanical game, Draw Steel. So there's a lot of mechanical aspects to it that I want to try to help go smooth for the players. So I want to show them kind of how to have things set up. Actually on time for a stream. Hello. So I want to go over that. I also want to talk about just some theory and ideas for running games. I have some advice here, and me and Table Runner Crispy did a stream a little while ago where we talked about the fastest combat is combat where you stay in character.
Absolutely.
As soon as you drop out of that, it just grinds to a halt. And there's some things you can do, and I've kind of done this more and more through the years. I started in '79. My first game was the Homes edition of D&D. And I was 9 years old, went through my teenage years, and we'd play games, and we would get knocked down, drag out fights about rules and such. And it was just really bad gameplay. We had a blast, but it was not great. And the more I've matured and grown as a player, the more I stay with my character and I let the people play their characters. And when you do that, when you don't ever chime in, except maybe in character for a few brief statements or such, you'd be amazed how fast the game speeds up. That kind of align with what you guys think.
I would say
100%.
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then the other thing you just said, Table Runner, Crispy, you said, this is meta play. You said, make up something in the world if it's not there, right? And when I was more of a dick as a DM, a player would ask me, hey, can I do such and such a thing? I'd say, well, try it and find out. Now I try and be a little bit more politically correct and just say, well, you can do anything you want. You just let me know what you're doing. If there's a chance of failure, I'll tell you. But I try as hard as I can not to give advice. That's such a hard habit to break as a DM, right?
It
Hey,
is.
you can do X or you can do Y or you can do Z.
Yeah, here's the options.
Yeah, here's your
Choose
3
one of them.
options. The more you can not do that, and it's a hard thing to do as a DM, that's for sure.
For sure.
The better it'll go.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the thing a player can do is don't ever ask if I can do something. Just say I'm doing it. I'm doing this. Go with the knowledge you have, and if you don't have perfect knowledge, like you said, Crispy, make it up.
Yeah.
You're in a kitchen. There's probably a knife in there somewhere. Just say I grab the knife and I stab him, or whatever.
Or in my case,
Always.
I grabbed the table runner. I put it on the table.
I grabbed the bacon out of the frying pan.
That's right.
Hey, not having all the information at all times is fun sometimes. Bacon, you and I were talking about this the other day. Being at a disadvantage is more fun than
100% agree.
than having everything, right? So
100% agree.
more natural. More natural. So we put it.
Another really good piece of advice that you give is high trust gaming.
Yeah.
And in a game that gets very mechanical, like Draw Steel does, or like Pathfinder does, or a few other games are this way, there is so much going on that if you're checking up on the player with everything he's doing, you're just doubling the work. You're doubling the amount of stuff that's happening at the table for no gain, right? If you can trust the players to play their character, and then also importantly, every player has to trust every other player. No player should be checking up on a player. And that just is rampant when you play in games. I play a lot of games that are convention games. So it'll be a pickup table of people, and we all want to help out. Hey, there's my wife.
Oh, hey,
Hello, Melanie.
Hello.
Mrs. Turner.
Mrs. Turner.
Wow.
Melanie K. Turner, but it's Christy now. She's married.
Oh, well, Mrs. Christie.
Mrs. Christy.
All the wives are joining. Mine's joining tonight too. She may not
Awesome.
say anything.
There you
She may
go.
not say anything though. I don't know.
Awesome.
Mine's right behind me, looking pretty.
Yeah, I got mine over here.
Yeah, we all have our wives.
Yeah.
We should all slide out of the frame and have our wives slide in.
Oh, man.
She would
Look at the
not be into
views.
that.
There she is. That's my wife.
There it is.
There you are.
Yeah, so I was saying, we all try and help, right? Or we want to help. And the best thing is not to help unless someone really is asking for it. It's like, hey, I'm brand new. What die do I roll here? But just let them learn. Let them learn by watching. Let them learn by observing. They'll go really fast. That's just some background on how I like to play and things I'm trying to get better at all the time, right? And when you play like that, the games just sing. You'll be amazed by how much more stuff you get to explore, how much more combat you get to have, how much more, wonder you get to find. Melanie's my old YouTube. And Kiddo, don't murder your players for suboptimal turns. Yeah, that's the other thing. And Chris, you said this one time recently. This system that we're about to look at is a 3-action system, which can really lead to paralysis. Pathfinder's this way too. Players are like, oh God, I got to do something with every one of these 3 types of actions.
Oh, no, I forgot my maneuver.
Oh, no, yeah, what do I do for that? And then other players will say, oh, you forgot this. Don't forget this. Just don't ever remind anyone. Let them do their turn. And if they don't do them all, that's fine. Give them an example by doing all those things on your turn that you've already pre-planned because you weren't trying to play their character for them. Sure. You're planning your turn. So that's good. Oh, and then one last piece of advice that I really like that you give a lot is don't re-describe what the player described. That is so hard as a DM.
It's super hard.
You watch Matthew Mercer just re-describe every last thing, every person's turn, much more flavorfully than they did.
Especially when I know so much better than the player how cool it would be if it was like this.
Yeah. So sit back and let them do that. So we're doing this session 0 today, just to kind of go over expectations and to look at the mechanics of the game. So let's take a look at the game.
All right.
I'm sharing the Roll20 table here. We're going to be doing the adventure Road to Broadhurst, which is a introductory adventure for Draw Steel. We have some pre-generated characters here that the players will be playing. Draw Steel has a alternating turn system where your enemies go, then you go. And you roll an initiative at the start, and it's just a D10 roll. And if his roll is high, the player's going to decide who goes first. And if it's low, the creatures do. So I'll generally roll that when combat starts, and then I will just look at whoever player is the closest to the action. I'll say, "Are you guys going first?" And give you a second to make that decision, and then go right into the combat. Because that's another thing. A really good DM should be able to get from combat starts to the first action in combat as fast as possible.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll be using this turn order tracker here, and I got Malice and Hero tokens. I got the round number there, and everyone can basically, I'll add them all to the initiative here. Everyone can use a little flag that I have set up to let me know when you're ready to go. So if you look at your token, and you guys can all click on these tokens. If you click on that dwarf token, the very leftmost one, you'll get a bar with a bunch of macro buttons at the top.
I see it.
Now, for that bar to be arranged the way that makes sense, you'll want to go over to My Settings above the chat on the right-hand side of the Roll20. And come down to Personalization and Display. And then there'll be a box that says Alphabetically Sort Token Actions. You want to have that box unchecked.
Oh,
unchecked. and then you click off your token and back on your token, and your all your stuff will appear in an order that's kind of set up for you to be makes sense for you. So you got a button that describes your character. There you go. You got a button you'll use for doing any kind of a test. So anytime you have some sort of a wall to climb, or enemy to push, or grab to get out of, or anything like that, you're probably going to be doing a test. And to do a test in this game, you roll in 2d10. So it's kind of a pyramid distribution. And you get to add your characteristic that applies to the test you're doing, and there's 5 characteristics. Might is like strength, agility like dex, reason like intelligence, intuition like wisdom, presence like charisma. Everyone's just assumed to have a good con, I guess, in this game. You gotta add that number, and then if you have a skill that applies, like if this person was doing an alertness check, they would do intuition, so they have a 4 plus 1 for intuition for 5, and then 2 more for alertness for 7.
Okay.
So that's how you do a check. Got some players hanging out here, hanging with the wife.
Hey.
Leaving this on for the view time. We'll catch you later. Hey, thanks a lot, Rolling Stag. Gardner Guy, it will be interesting to see Draw Steel played correctly since his designers don't know how to play it. We can talk a little bit about, too, their theory. So, okay, we're looking at initiative here. I was starting to go through what the token did for you, but let's talk again about how I'll do initiative. So what I'll ask you to do is if you click on your token, you'll look at the very end of those macros. Let's scroll this up so I can see it in white. There's 3 buttons there that are IN0, IN1, and IN2. 0 indicates you want to delay and go at the end. 1 indicates you're ready and you're going to go whenever I get to you. 2 indicates you are ready to go as soon as you can. As soon as you want to jump ahead of everyone to go next. So as combat's going along, I'll say, okay, I'll look down the list and say, Fury, you're going. And Fury will go take their turn, then a creature will take their turn. Then I'll look down this list again for anyone with a 2 or anyone with a 1. And then I'll slide them up and say, you're going. And that's how I'll kind of sort the initiative. So you want to be self-policing in that regard. So you want to kind of probably think a little bit, maybe have some conversation right before we start playing about, okay, first round of combat, we want that tactician to go first. So that tactician, no one should put a 2 up except for that tactician, because he's going to go first. He's going to call out the person we're going to attack using the mark power, give us all an edge to attack that guy, and other bonuses such as that. Only being schooled. Kiddo, if you use a 2 and you're not ready, that's a paddling, right? So the idea there is you guys are self-controlling what order you're going in. And I don't want you to have a conversation every single time it's your turn. And we talked a little bit about the show that the designers of this game, or at least the director of this game, Matthew Colville, he seems to really like out-of-character meta discussion about tactics. He makes a lot of discussion about that in a lot of the development stuff for the game, and even in like the rules discussion for the game. I don't like that at all. I like combat to flow fast, but I don't mind you guys having like in character type discussions, like, hey, you go next, or hey, you do this, or hey, you do that. That's cool, but not, okay, everyone pause.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the best strategy for the 5 of us for this next round. So that's how I'll do initiative. And then once we've gone through a round and everyone's taken their turn, basically what will happen is everything will be above the round marker. I'll roll the round marker back up. You guys should have reset all your initiatives to 0 or 1. Unless there's someone who really needs to go first, then they could be a 2, for example. So you'll just always be using that to self-regulate, self-set what initiative order you're going in. Any questions on that?
No, I don't have any questions. Guys, are you okay? Like is it okay if we change that? Like if you say, well, in the moment, as I'm envisioning what's going on, maybe I put a 1 in, but now I don't care. So I guess we could just police that as we go.
Yeah, you can do that on the fly. You always be going up or down.
Okay.
You should basically default to a 0 or a 1 unless you really are the one who needs to go next.
Sure.
Okay. You jump forward because I'll pick you next. If there's a bunch of 2s there, I'm just going to take the top one, and you guys will have inflicted that on yourselves. You know,
That might actually be fine.
you might all say we're all going as soon as we can.
Yeah, we're very used to sort of taking a round robin approach to it,
Yeah.
anyways. So
And that's how I'll
that-
do it. So
yeah.
if this is all staying at 1 the whole time, it'll be round robining.
How do you
And
guys
then-
feel about that? Like, we would just say in ones, and that's cool.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, I'm a conduit, so I'm happy to sort of hold action
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
Same.
Unless
that.
the Dwarf Fury, I mean, Kingmaker, if you want to, if in your default is, blood and death and gore, then maybe you default to it too. And the rest of us are like, support the dwarf. Support the
yeah,
dwarf.
That is highly possible, and that'd be fine. Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. So that's how I'll do initiative. You guys will be basically self-controlling. And then
Wait.
how you do your actions. I should show this in the Draw Steel game. So in Draw Steel, they talk about under characters, classes, I think it is. Yeah. So zoom in here a little bit. All these abilities that the characters have are given names. And sometimes they're kind of kitschy names, right? And they're also given descriptive flavor of what it might look like. You have complete control over what you say it looks like your character's doing. You do not have to go with the names they give. And they even acknowledge that in the rules. So that's a good thing that they cover that. So don't hesitate to make up your own description of what your brutal slam looks like for the barbarian. The default text is brutal slam. The heavy impact of my attack drives foes back. You can describe it how you like, though.
Hey,
So-
Tom, could you? Sorry to interrupt you. Could you add Dean? He's in the. He just needs to be added.
Yes,
He'll be at the
I will.
bottom.
Yeah.
It's our last player. There he is.
Welcome, Dean.
There he is.
Right on.
There he is.
Just in time.
Well.
I don't have headphones handy, but I'll mute myself when I'm not talking.
I'm not hearing much of it, so that's not bad. Hey,
Okay.
Sounds
Well,
good.
I'm happy to mute myself, and I'll have headphones for the game. So
Dean. There's Dean.
Howdy, y'all.
All right.
He made it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dean.
So now let's talk about, you're describing what your characters are doing. So let's look at what the turn looks like in Draw Steel. So in Draw Steel, you have an action, a main action it's called, a maneuver, and a move, or a move action it's called. Your movement can be split up, and each of you has a movement on your token. If you click your token and then look at the, Dean, let me just update you on,
I was
you'll want to go
listening.
to
and
the gear icon.
Yep.
Oh, I'll wait till you get to roll 20. Once you roll 20, I'll show you.
roll 20.
So you'll see your speed. Speed of 6 for the dwarves. Speed of 6 for the tactician. Speed of 5 for the talent. Speed of 5 for the conduit.
Okay.
That's how many squares you can move. And you can split it up before and after your maneuver and before and after your action. Then you have your action, which there's a short list of the default actions: charging, defending, free striking, which is just attacking with your main weapon, healing. You can heal someone else with your action, and that lets them spend their recovery to get their recovery value back and stamina. And you can trade your action for another move or another maneuver. So you have those options with your actions. Then you have, whatever abilities your class has. So all your abilities will be listed. So if you go to your character, click your character token, and you'll see all those abilities listed across here after the A. So you have the free strike, you have the charge, you have the defend, you have the healing, and then the special ones for your class. And the first one listed will probably be a heroic one. It's got a number by it. So that's like how much of your heroic resource you need to use to use that power.
I do, in fact, have roll 20. I don't know if it matters.
Okay. I will add you up there. You're doing a good job muting. Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so
Dean, once you're in roll 20, you have it. Once you get into it, let me know. I don't see you there on the...
Right. You probably
It's in the
link.
Discord. If you go to
Got
the
it.
Discord
Okay.
of the
Give me
game,
just
you'll
a
find
sec. I'll
at the top of the Discord.
So
Okay, so we're...
real
Go
quick.
ahead.
I'm sorry for clarification. So you said that if there's a number by it, that's how much of our of heroic resource we have to use. So, for example, blood for blood has 5. So I need
Correct.
5 ferocity in order to use it.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's talk a little bit real quick. High trust game, right? So you guys will be controlling everything about your character's resources. I would recommend just a piece of scratch paper for doing that because
Yeah.
you'll have stuff going up and down really fast. The only one I really want you to
we
track
go.
on your token would be your stamina, because others can look at you and see if you're winded or not winded without having to add more verbal discussion to the game. So to do that, you just click your token. There'll be a number in the top left circle, and you can, minus
see it.
5 to reduce it,
Okay.
Nice.
plus 5 to add to it, etc. And that way, everyone will see where you're at. You can use the middle top one for your heroic resource and the upper right one for your surges.
Nice.
You can also, I would just use scratch paper for a lot of that though.
Okay.
You can also shift and double click your token to bring up the character, and you can go to the attributes for the character, and you'll see, don't need initiative or hit points. You'll see all the different attributes you'll be tracking. For the Fury, it's their stamina, which is like hit points, which can go from their maximum value down to negative half of their maximum value. Between 0 and negative their max, they're dying. And while you're dying, that's a condition where you'll have a few negative modifiers. They have ferocity. That's a heroic resource that's going to be shooting up and down. Surges is like a generic way to track benefits, like a bless spell might give you some surges, or heroic might or other spells like that might give you some surges. And what you can do is you trade those surges for more damage, and we'll look at what that is in detail. You have recoveries. If you used to 4th edition, that's what used to be called surges, so don't get confused.
Yeah.
Recoveries is how many times you can heal, basically. And you have victories, which won't really come into effect during one. Oh yeah, well, every encounter that you succeed, you get a victory for. And as you get to the next encounter, that means you'll start with more heroic resources. You start each encounter with heroic resources equal to your victories. Experience won't come into play, wealth, renown won't really come into play. So those are the things you'll be tracking. And on each of these tokens, let's look at it overall level. And I encourage you, so our game's not till Thursday, right? I don't have any other games happening. So come in here. Oh, I got Dean in here. So Dean, make sure you go to the gear icon on the top right, My Settings.
Yep.
Go to Personalization and Display, and make sure alphabetically sort token actions is turned off, unchecked.
Okay.
Unchecked. And then click off your token and back on your token. All right. So back to the prep in between sessions. Click every one of these buttons. Just click them over and over. Look at them. See if they make sense to you. They're arranged so you have all your actions up at the top here. Then all your maneuvers. And you're going to get a maneuver every round, right? So you're going to be wondering, what am I using my maneuver for? There's a lot of good things to use it for. You can aid someone else. So if you've done your turn, you attacked, and you don't have anything else to do, you can help someone else attack the guy you're attacking by using aid attack. What that does is it grants the next ally of yours an edge on their attack when they attack that guy. So that's a good one. Catch your breath is a good one. That lets you spend a recovery. So you can always self-heal as long as you have recoveries.
Gotcha.
You can escape if you're in a grab someone if you want, hide if you want, knock someone back if you want, stand up. This is a tricky one. This is, if you know the rules carefully, if you have an ally next to you who's down the ground, you can use your stand to raise them up. A willing ally, you can grab them by the scruff of the neck and lift them up. And then use consumable. So there's your action and your maneuver, and then your moves, really it's just move your speed. And they call that advance. And I'm clicking all these buttons here. You don't have to click any of these buttons unless it's something that affects another character or a monster, because then that way the other player can see what's happening, or I can see what's happening. But if it's these ones I'm clicking that are just for me, advance, move your speed, you don't need to click it. You don't need even to tell me what you're doing. You just move your guy around. Disengage.
Now, will we have to, like, we'll have ability to move the token around like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you can drag them all around. Yeah. So if you look at your character, you'll have a couple numbers up here by your name or your character's class. Speed is SP, disengage is D, and stability. So the dwarf has a speed of 6. They can disengage 1. So as their move action, instead of moving 6 squares, they can disengage where they shift 1 square. And shifting is the only way to move away from someone without provoking an attack of opportunity. So that's a way you could, on your turn, for example, you could be like, okay, I'm going to disengage, shift 1. I'm going to move, because I'm trading my action for a second move, to move 6 more away. And then my maneuver, I'm going to catch my breath. If you were in a dire strait and you had to get away and move some distance away and then catch your breath, that's what you could do in a turn, for example. Riding will probably never come up. You probably won't be riding anything, but if it does, we'll go over it. And then
Challenge accepted, Tom.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you don't know who you're dealing with. Real quick, Tom. I don't know if you were meaning to show all of this on the stream, but you still have the MCDM book.
I was. Let me share that instead. There we go.
I was
Thanks.
wondering the same. Thank you, Uriah.
It's all over.
Thanks,
Right.
Uriah.
I'm like,
You're the
where
one
is
kid
he
in the class.
pointing?
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I have no idea what he's pointing at.
So back to the top.
Yeah. Run it
Yeah.
back.
Let's go around the horn again.
Okay, then
Yeah.
after your moves, every class generally has one triggered action. Some have 2 because of a thing you get from your race, but the dwarf only has 1. They have this thing called Lines of Force. If they, it's got a range of 1, and if they or a creature within one of them gets force moved, they can become the source of that force move and move them to where they want them to go. So you can kind of redirect a forced move with that triggered action. And you can take one triggered action a round, and they reset at the top of the round. Since initiative can be in any order every round, they don't reset on your turn, they reset at the top of the round. So keep that in mind. So everything in the T section here, you only do one of those things and only once per round. Everything in the free section, you can do anytime they trigger. You can do as many of them that trigger. They might individually have a restriction, but they don't as a group have a restriction like the trigger does. I know it's pretty complicated, but any question there on that? I'm already triggered.
I do have that wandered into class late feeling about me. But
Yeah.
I think I just need to click around and roll
Right now
a
you-
little bit.
Play with
It's
it.
like a senior citizen being taught how to use an iPhone.
Dean's throwing paper balls at me
Yeah.
to see if I can
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah, I'm kicking his desk.
So if I were playing this guy, definitely go through and click all those buttons. But for example,
Yeah.
if I was just charging, I wouldn't hit the charge button. If I was just defending, I wouldn't necessarily hit the defend button. I'd just say I'm defending. If I was healing, I wouldn't hit the heal button because it's only affecting me. So I'd just say I'm healing myself, and that'd be it. I wouldn't tell them what my healing value was or anything like that. Again, high trust. If it's only affecting you, don't even say it, except for maybe my turn's done, I healed myself. If there's some outward appearance to it, definitely chime in what that might look like. If the dwarf is at a fury of 12, you could describe what that might look like. But you don't have to describe every little step of it, for example. Okay.
And then just to get back to back to the basics, if I may,
Yeah.
I promise not to hold you up. I click on my little dude up here.
Yeah.
And that's where you're getting these other menus. And then this
Yeah.
is the shorthand I have to familiarize myself with based on my
Yeah.
powers and such.
So they're basically all your powers,
Okay.
arranged in actions, maneuvers, moves, and triggers.
Got it.
Now, your heroic resource. I would recommend writing down on your scrap piece of paper what things give you a heroic resource, and just tracking that on your own separately, because none of it affects anyone else until you spend it. So your acquisition of it, you can track that on your own silently as you're playing. I do have buttons for it, but you definitely don't need to use them. So you're a dwarf starting their turn. All your heroic resource stuff is right here after the first free action. So both the dwarves, it's the same. On the tactician, you got your focus. On your talent, you got your clarity right here, clarity. And on your conduit, you have piety right there. Generally, what will happen is on the start of your turn, say for your conduit, you'd say, I'm going to pray or I'm not going to pray. So if you don't pray, you're going to get 1 to 3 piety at the start of your turn. If you do pray, you're going to get, depending on your role, 2 to 5 piety. And there might be other consequences for besieging your deity every single round. They might get tired.
I will pray every round.
Good.
My word. I will pray every round.
Please roll.
You're
20
watching.
work.
If you're playing the conduit, you'll be
Play it all
watching to
time.
see if any creature in 10 of you regains stamina. And once per encounter, if that happens, you'll get 2 piety. And then you'll be watching for if any enemy in 10 of you takes fire or holy damage, and once per encounter, that'll give you 2 piety. And since you can inflict those damage types, you can probably be in pretty good control of it. But it means you got to be watching everyone all the time. Because if anyone else does that infliction of damage, you get the piety for it. So it does take some watching for other people. The Fury is all self-contained. They get ferocity on the start of their turn. They get ferocity when they take damage. Once per encounter when they're winded. Once per encounter when they're dying. So they don't have to they don't have to pay attention to anyone. They're their
Perfect.
island unto
Yeah.
themselves.
That was a design choice.
Fantastic.
Playing the
The,
dumb beat stick. Okay, he doesn't have to pay attention to anybody.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pick the right class.
Meanwhile, I haven't used a VTT since Bush was in office, and I have to be a tactician.
They've run the game 3-4 times. Plus, I ran a bunch
Oh,
of
nice.
plays, so I have
Oh,
some
that's great.
experience with it.
We're in good hands, Tom.
Thank
We're in
God.
good hands.
You have to press button. Is that a video game? No, Max. Like I was saying before, only press the button as a shorthand to tell other players what they need to know about what you're doing.
Okay.
Checking out. See, cooking dinner +5 for that for my wife.
Yeah,
Thank you very
absolutely.
much. In the bag, we have a true 2D game running on a full-blown VTT Thursday.
Oh no, man. We're going 3D in this, man. We're gonna try.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
go
gonna try.
3.1D is my goal.
And,
I
and,
wanna-
and we have the guy who says that VTTs are ruining the hobby.
Okay,
Where's the button to check your phone?
I might
That's
add a
Mike.
phone,
That's
but
Mike.
I'll add an AFT button away from table.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, this,
Okay,
this is very
Oh, man.
engaging, Tom. Very good stuff we got here.
I think that video didn't age well.
The tactician. So your resources focus. You're going to get some at the start of every one of your turns. You're going to be watching for an ally in 10 using heroic resource. You have maybe the hardest one.
That's hard.
Yeah, because not only
Yeah.
you got to be watching all your allies, you got to watch when they use a heroic resource. The shorthand of that is they can say I'm using a heroic resource, or if you're watching what they're doing, you're looking for anything they do that has a number at the end of it. So the Psy-Elf Tactician, Concussive Strike 3, they have to spend 3 to use that. That's a heroic resource. The talent
Okay.
has Awe 3, so if you see the talent do their Awe power, you know you got that. The Furies, you're just going to be watching them for doing blood to blood or back. Both of those have a number 3 or 5 at the end of them. So you're watching for that. That's the hardest one to see and pay attention to watch for. So you got a hard job there. You or an ally damage your marked target. You only have one marked target, so you just got to keep an eye on them. You damage your marked target with a melee attack. Both of these have a 1 at the end of them. They both take 1 of your heroic resource. You can spend your 1 heroic resource to do more damage, or have your ally do more damage. Have your ally spend a recovery, or shift to. Shift to, and then if it was you doing it with a melee attack, you can also taunt the target.
Hmm.
So you got a lot. Tactician's got a lot. Talent doesn't have much. You got clarity, 1 to 3, and you got watching for some creature getting force moved once per round by you or anyone.
By me or anyone.
Anywhere on
So,
the map. They have
anywhere
a
on the
range. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe anywhere in the world.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Just a
We'll say the
battery
map.
of clarity.
We'll say the map. Here's something. So everyone's got. Here's an example of a person that's got 2 triggers. So again, you only do 1 of them in a turn.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
feedback, which doesn't take any heroic resources.
Mhm.
You're watching for a creature in 12 of you to damage an ally. And when the creature within 12 of you damages an ally, you're gonna
I'm going to punish
make
them for
them
it.
take
In their
psychic damage
brain.
half what they did.
Yes. I'm making their brains bleed.
Yeah.
When you do that.
Or if
Merciless.
you take typed damage, you can resist and take half of it.
Nah.
Let's talk about damage types, right? You're going to be doing a lot of psychic damage. So if you do a kinetic pulse, that's going to be 2 psychic. So that's an example of a typed damage that a fellow human could resist with their triggered action.
Okay. And then I have to pay attention to movement, right? Because I slide
You're going to watch
around.
for, yeah.
And I can damage them if I slide them into enemies into each other
Yes.
or into objects.
You can do that, yeah.
Like the Three Stooges.
Yes, very much.
And you get your clarity can go negative. You're the only person who's a reg resource can go negative.
Right. I can
When
burn
you're
more
negative, and then
clarity.
you
Oh, yeah,
turn,
that's
you
right. Yeah.
take damage.
Yeah. Totally doing that.
And then the conduit, what they got? They got piety by praying or not praying at the start of their turn. They choose. I think we already covered them. They're watching for a creature in 10 to regain stamina, or an
Yeah.
enemy in 10 to take fire or holy damage. And then they have a relentless, free, triggered, so it can go over and over unless it itself has a restriction, which it doesn't. The talent has repulsive, which can go over and over. Every time you're damaged by an adjacent creature, you push it 2.
And that would trigger, that would be force movement if you push it to.
That would be push 2 force movement, yes.
All right.
So yeah, that would trigger your clarity going up by 1, and that's once per round. So
yeah,
you're watching for it to happen the first time. Damn, I missed the beginning of class. Yeah, there's a lot. You need to be a
You and
clever
me
nerd
both,
boy to
pal.
play this game. So this game, I'm really interested to play with you guys because this game, if you're just real disciplined about not playing other people's characters, it can go fast. But as soon as you start chiming in on everyone else's turn, as you've seen by some example games,
Mhm.
it slows to a crawl.
Tom, I'm just
And
hoping to get
so-
through my own turn, let alone somebody else's.
You and me both, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's really what I wanted to show you. And I just encourage you guys during the week, come into this and click your
Play
token and
around.
click every button.
Well,
And
we
I'll
should do
be
a
in.
sample. We should do
Yeah.
a sample combat.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to stick around, I can do that real quick.
Yeah.
And pull
Well,
this
and
up.
I want to know, unless we're going to just talk about this offline, guys, I want to know
Oh,
about
yes.
your characters. Like, for example, Dean, he's marking people. What does that
Right.
look like? Like, I kind of want to know.
Yeah.
Like, are you going
I
to
go,
flavor
kill
that,
him
Dean?
over there.
Or you can just be like, that one, the ugly one, he dies first.
I would point out all the non-elves first, I think.
So I got you guys down there with your initiatives. I'm just going to put these goblins, and I just moved the screen over to here.
Oh, right.
Put these
on.
goblins
Oh,
in
here
here
we
with their
go.
initiatives.
Any idea how to get rid of these giant name icons that are
Yeah.
blocking the whole thing?
To get rid of the giant names, go to the gear icon on top right.
Yeah.
Then you're going to come down to what's it called? Audio and video. Video display. Yeah. So go to the gear icon. Go to audio and video.
display. Got it. Yep.
Video display. Change player video avatar size to names only.
Oh, you're a genius. That was a
Yeah,
nightmare.
that gives you a lot more
Yeah.
screen space, right?
I was like, the names were blocking the interface.
Yeah.
All of our heads in the way.
All right, so let's do this. Let's draw steel. We get
Oh, God.
for
I'm scared.
initiative. I'm gonna ask
Terrified.
the tactician. You guys gonna go first?
Wait.
Ow, on the spot.
Now we were gonna. Okay, Dean missed this. We had a bit of a discussion saying that because we're all used to round robin style play,
Sure.
unless Kingmaker really wants to kill something right away,
Mm.
we're all gonna just go with one. Like the
Yeah, let me describe that
For
real quick. So let's say you guys are gonna go first. Put all your initiative buttons. So Dean, what you do is click your token. And
Yep.
you're looking for the end of your token, IN0, IN1, IN2, and click to
I see.
IN1. Now put your initiative to 1. There you
Like
go.
this.
And the Dwarf Fury Brother, same thing for you. Make sure that works
Okay.
for you.
I show as one.
Cool.
Make sure it's working. There we go. Okay. So boom, we're into combat. When combat starts, there'll be malice. So there's these meta currencies. Malice is 1 for the first round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's 5 active characters. So I have 6 malice going in. You guys have hero tokens. There'll be 5 of those, 1 per character.
Okay.
You can spend those on things, but don't worry about that yet. Just do Dwarf Fury. Go ahead and take your turn.
So could you talk me through, because I'm still definitely like right now what I want to do is looking at my thing is I want a devastating rush in and hit something is what I'm thinking in my head.
So the way you affect that in the game actions is you get to take your movement, which is a 6 that you can intersperse between your action.
Yeah.
So in Devastated Rush, you want to like move 3 squares before the attack, right? So you can move 2 to the right, just drag your token 2 squares to the right, and then say I'm rushing in, weapon raised over my head, screaming.
Yeah, hammer raised over my head, charging in at the goblins. Whoa!
So just move your guy
devastating
right up to that
rush.
goblin. Yeah. And then you're going to click that Devastating Rush button. And then we'll roll your attack for you.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll take the first one there. 17
I
see. On the
see.
dice, which is 19 damage to that goblin. Plus, since you move 3 squares, it's actually 21 or 22 damage. So what I'll do is when we're playing, you'll describe all that, and you'll tell me the damage you do. And once you tell me the damage you do, that means you're locked in. The things that you can do to adjust the damage you do is you can, for example, if you want to really beef up the damage of someone really big, you have these hero tokens, and you have a thing called surges. You can turn hero tokens into surges. So you get 1 hero token per character, plus you get more hero tokens with any big risks you take. You lose them at the end of the session, so you want to spend them. If you spend 1, you turn it into 2 surges for yourself. So let's say you spent 1. Hero tokens now down to 3. Now you have 2 surges. And what a surge does, those you start with 0 every encounter. They're lost at the end of the encounter, so you want to spend them during the encounter. If you spend 1, you add your max characteristic, which is your might, which is 2, in damage. Per surge you spend, you can spend up to 3. So you can spend those 2 surges to add plus 4 damage. So your 22 damage turns into 26 damage if you wanted, for example.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which obliterates a goblin.
Oh yeah.
And then, and then you've moved so far 5 of your 6 squares, so you can move 1 more square. And
closing the gap.
you've done an action, you've done a move. Now you got a maneuver you can think about doing. You should have this planned out ahead of time, of course. But
Of course I will. I will.
You could, of course, kick one of these goblins, like the one to your east. You could knock it back into the goblin to the northeast of it. So you click your token, click the knockback button. So you're going to kick it back.
Whoa.
And that'll be in your maneuvers. Yeah, there you go. So you rolled a 9. That's the lowest tier. That's push 1 square. But if your ferocity was 2 or higher, which we did not roll this yet, and you would have done this on your own, on your scratch piece of paper when your turn started, you can click your token, click that ferocity-ST in your free actions.
T action.
No, it's pharaoh.st.
Pharaoh.
Boom. Okay, so you got 1. So you're sitting there with 1 ferocity. So you don't have enough ferocity to, if your ferocity is at 2 or higher, your push gets stronger.
Okay. Okay.
But it's not. So you pushed him 1. So you're pushing him 1 northeast. You'd say, hey, I'm going to bump him into the other guy. And then they both take 1 damage.
Very cool.
And that's your turn. So you've done your 3 things. And then I would say, okay, warriors are going. That warrior that you just went to, he's going to take the spear he's got and try and bury it into your chest. And I'd roll for him. He does 7 damage to you. You'd update your stamina to show that 7 damage.
Yep. And then I could
This is where I can jump
I
in
learn
and do a triggered feedback
Go
loop.
for it. Yeah. Feedback. Perfect.
And so, hold on. Okay, got it.
All right. So that creates a feedback loop. Target takes psychic damage equal to half the trigger damage. He did 7 damage, so you can take 3. You did your damage. He did his thing. Now, this thing had a potency effect to it. It is might less than 2 bleeding. So if your might was less than 2, you'd not only take the damage, but you'd also become bleeding, save ends. But your might is 2, so you're not affected by that.
Okay.
And that took that guy 2 malice to affect that on you. And he did that. That was his action. Then he's going to try and harry you so that the others have an easier time attacking you. So his next ally attacking you is going to have an edge. And then goblins are pretty crafty. They can move without provoking. So he's going to move back a little bit just to get away from your friends who might charge at him. And he's all done. Then it comes to you guys now, the Orc Conduit's turn.
All right. I will start the turn off with a triggered action by praying. So I gain piety. I will step forward. I will do a ranged free strike on the one goblin that's trying to get away. Let me see. I have to familiarize myself with these buttons.
Yeah, right. That's why I definitely do a little bit of practice with them.
Yeah, I'm going to be in here like all day tomorrow, just making sure I know what buttons.
I know the feeling, brother.
Good Lord, where is this thing?
So the actions are kind of arranged such that they start with your heroic action first, if you have any. Which is
I got it.
hammer
There it
for
is.
you. Yeah. Okay,
Right,
so
yeah.
that's 13's the middle tier under range, so 5 damage. And what you use there, every one of your characters has some equipment. The conduit, he's got no real armor or weapons. Maybe he's got a staff or whatever you want to describe him carrying. So that ranged attack that he did was like some sort of minor spell that you can describe however you like. So your minor spell does, was it 5 damage?
At tier 2 is 5.
Got it.
And then I'm also going to, for my maneuver, I'm going to Ray of Wrath, the same goblin. And again, I will have to find.
Yeah.
There we go. Ray of Wrath. Boom.
You found a typo in their rules. Ray of Wrath, they describe as being a maneuver, but if you look in the actual rule book, it's an action. So,
Matthew.
so I have it correctly in the macro buttons for you, but you would have no way of knowing that before we played. So we'll take that 12 and do 6 damage to him, which finishes him. So now, I'm not going to really describe your blows and stuff to the creatures. I'll just say it drops or it doesn't drop, and you describe, what that looks like. Cool. You blow his head off with a spell or whatever you want to describe it as. All right, you're done. Then
I have updated my sheet to reflect Ray of Wrath as a main action.
There you go. The assassin, he's going to do. He's got 4 malice, so he's going to go ahead and do. Where's the assassin? There he is. He's going to do shadow chains. So chains of shadowy magic leach up from the ground around the Fury, around the Conduit, and around the Tactician.
Pshaw.
5 points of corruption damage to each of you. If your agility is less than 2, your restrained save ends. So the Fury is good. The Conduit's got an agility less than 2. I don't have these little markers like named, so you can't just pick the one that looks the closest to being restrained, which might be like a padlock, and put it on your guy.
I also have an agility less than 2.
So you can put a padlock in your guy. You also all took the 5 corruption damage. Got shadowy chains latched onto you, holding you down. Restrained means, the condition restrained means you can't move, as you would assume. It also gives you like disadvantage or a bane on your attacks, and an edge if they try and attack you. It's restrained there. So that guy did that with the shadow chains. That was his action. Then he's going to try to. Oh, I gotta burn malice. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to try to come to a flank to here, and he's done. Then we're Fury Brother.
So I'm actually not able to move. For some reason, I'm not able to click on.
Yeah, let me fix that for you. I probably did not make it editable by everyone. All players. Click off and back on, and you should be good to go.
Awesome. I reposition myself and make a charging attack, heading straight for this one. That's my brother, you bastard.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
For 5 points of damage. Shoving him. Checking his shoulder. And then... Uh-oh. I gotta swap.
Leave some more goblin for me there, brother.
There it is. Okay, sorry. I had to swap the thing back around. And then maneuver.
Yeah, Max, it can be very difficult. But, you plan your turn ahead of time. You kind of have in your mind how you're going to describe it. And as long as you're not interrupting others, it'll go pretty good, I think. As best
You
it
guys
can
keep
for a game.
messing my plans, though. You keep on messing my plans.
So Devastating Rush, there is a bonus added to that damage.
Correct. Yeah, you could have done, instead of 5 damage, you could have done 8 damage, right? Yeah, 8.
Adding, what am I
But
adding?
I won't correct you in the game. I'll just take what you say. So,
Gotcha. Sure.
but you
sure.
got it figured out. So I'll take 3 more away. And then if you pause for a little bit because you're looking for a button, maybe let me know. But as soon as I hear any kind of a pause, I'm gonna move on.
Sure. +1 damage per square. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. I didn't see that part. Yeah, that should be my turn.
Then the warrior's going. This warrior is going to the guy that he's got flanked, and that his friend gave him advantage on the attack. He's got a double edge. He's going to try and bury the point. The malice, though, is only 1, so he's not able to use 2 malice power to bury the point. He's going to use Spirit Charge instead with a double edge. What double edge does is it increases the tier 1. So he rolled a tier 1 roll, and it's going to go up to a tier 2 and do 4 damage to the Dwarven Fury that's flanked to his south. Then he's going to try and keep the pressure on that Dwarven Fury. That used up that assist, so he's going to assist again. So the next Goblin is going to have an edge on the Dwarven Fury, and he's done with his turn. Tactician, your turn.
Oh boy. I would like to. I believe it's called a 2-shot.
Yeah, let's look at your gear. So again, you weren't here for this part, but
Correct.
you get to describe what your gear is. You have heavy armor. That can be a breastplate. That can be chainmail, whatever you want. You have a medium weapon. That can be like a long sword or warhammer or whatever you want. You can assume you have a couple daggers. They can throw or hurl daggers. You got a bow. You can assume you limber your bow and fire that twice. You get to describe what it looks like, whatever you're doing.
Sure. I knock an arrow on my recurve bow, and I draw it, hold my breath, and release 2 shots. Now, can I target 2 different guys?
Yeah. The shorthand on the button there, it's got the name 2-shot. S at the end means it's a signature power. Range is 12. And double T means there's 2 targets.
Okay.
2 creatures or 2 objects, or 1 creature, 1 object.
Now, after I click that, what do I do?
So now that you click it, you're going to look at what your power roll was. It rolled 2d10 for you, 1 and a 9. If you hover over, you can see what they are. It added 2 for your, I think you use reason on the attack. So you got a 12. You're going to compare that to the different tier numbers, which is 11 or lower, 12 or 16. So you got the middle tier. So you're going to do 6 damage. So you didn't mark anyone yet. That's something you probably want to do before you do attacks normally.
I see.
Yeah, that's maneuver. And you can do those things in any order. So you can do your maneuver first.
Got it.
If you had them marked, you could spend a focus to do extra damage.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where my focus resources and how many I have.
Right. So if you click your token after the free button, you got focus at the start of your turn at 2. You'll get that at the start of every turn.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I missed what you said.
So in the free areas, you got a focus -ST, focus start of turn. You get 2 at the start of every turn. You got ally and 10 use a heroic resource. I don't think anyone has yet, so you haven't triggered that one yet. You got you or an ally damage your mark target. No one's marked yet, so you haven't done that one yet. Those are the 3 things you're looking for your focus to go up.
Gotcha.
So you did 6 damage to 2 different targets.
Right.
The best way to describe what targets you're hitting is to pick an ally and give me cardinal directions. So you could say the 2 north and south of the Fury. for example.
I
That way
was
you don't
gonna
have to
say
change to a
east
ping.
and further east of the Fury.
Okay, 5 and 5 to those two. Because sometimes I'm not looking at the screen when you might ping,
Yeah,
but I
fair
can
enough.
hear your description. That's the fastest way to get me what you're targeting. Okay, so you've done that. Now, you could do your maneuver to mark someone if you wanted.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come up to the top of my thing and click it. And the mark key is... Which one of these bad boys?
So you're coming to maneuvers. And you're looking for mark -R10.
Right. I see it. Okay, and now I've clicked that. Do I now click one of these boys?
Tell me again, cardinal direction from one of your allies.
Understood. Let's go south of the other Fury, the guy who's undamaged.
Got it. So you guys, when you guys are playing, you can see what the mark does. It grants you, everyone who's attacking them, edge.
Sweet.
As
Which is
long
a
as
+2,
the
right?
tacticians, an edge gives you +2. And as long as the tacticians has line of effect to him. So for example, if the tactician went around the corner, he wouldn't be helping you anymore. But yeah, we're doing
suppose-
session 0 on LR. We're just doing a real quick sample combat. So we can
Based
see how
on
it
what I've
goes.
just experienced, I can shoot through friends and enemies alike.
Yeah, so the only cover in this game is hard cover. There's no soft cover.
Furies are soft.
Very soft.
We shall see.
Now, if your turn's all done and you have a save ends effect, there's a button that says save right by your, like fourth to the last button by your IN buttons. You click that and it'll roll a saving throw for your save ends effect. And it's just a D10 roll. And
I guess I get a bonus on that for my man.
Yeah, I think I have
because
it
I'm
built in.
graceful or something.
I think I have it built
Otherworldly
in.
grace.
Nice.
But that's your conduit. You want to click your token and then click that save button.
Pew.
There you
And
go.
that's always at the end of the turn, correct?
That's an end of turn thing, yeah.
Okay.
Every save on effects you have, you'll roll. So yeah, you're a high elf, so you would have saved on a 5+, whereas a normal human would have saved on a 6+, and that's shown already on this thing there for you.
I see.
All right, so you didn't save, so you still are restrained. We forgot that
Blasted.
being restrained, you have a Bane, so your attack that did 6 damage would have actually only done 4 damage because it would have been a 10. But I won't go back in time. I make mistakes too, and I'm not going to rewind time during.
I don't
combat.
believe you, Tom. I don't believe you.
All right, Warrior's turn. So this guy, he's got this guy flanked. He's got this dwarven brother. He's going to go here, and then circle around to behind the dwarven brother that he's got flanked, and he's going to try to spear charge this guy with the edge from flanking. That's a 17, doing 4 damage to the Northern Fury. Then he's going to try and give someone aid attacking that Northern Fury. And then the Talon's turn.
I do the Professor X thing with my mind. I tap into the Dwarven Fury, and I use my maneuver for remote assistance. So let me do that. Oh, come on. Where is that? Remote assistance. There it is. Got it. Did it roll? I don't know if it rolls.
Remote assistance, what it does, it's a maneuver, and it's going to grant an edge to the next ability roll an ally
Right.
makes versus the target. So you just let me know the target of this the power.
Target is the Dwarven Fury.
Northern.
I'm
it
targeting an
grants
ally.
Yeah, you're targeting an enemy is what you want to target because it's going to grant edge on anyone who attacks that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's an ally that has to attack, though, right?
Yeah.
Not me. Oh,
So you want to
forget
pick one
it.
of the goblins for this power.
Carry you guys. All right. So the one south of the Fury,
All right.
and then I reach for my hand in a grip, and I grab that same goblin, and I whip him diagonally into the furthest west goblin using my what is that? Kinetic grip.
Boom. Okay. He goes
So I
flying
slide
to the
him.
northwest.
And he's smaller than me, right? So he moves one more.
So
that's
going
gonna
to
be a
right.
Slide 5, but he
You
can
do
only
4
move one,
damage
so he's
to
going to
both
take
of
some
them.
damage.
Yeah, 4 to both.
That's right.
This guy was 15 minus 4, 11. These goblins, and this is something that you'll want to pay attention to. And if you catch me moving you and you have high stability, let me know. None of these goblins have stability; they're all stability 0. But if the talent had done that against one of the dwarves, for example, the dwarves have stability of 3. You can see that by clicking your token, and the left topmost thing has your name, your speed of 6, your disengage of 1, and your stability of 3.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Back to the talent.
I stand where I am.
Round over.
Round over.
Round over. So I would roll the round up. You guys can reset your initiative if you like, or keep it at 1, whatever you like to do. And Malice would build on round 2. It's 2 Malice plus 5 for the number of you guys. So now there's 8 Malice. And
do we
so
roll
you can
clarity
see
again, or like do we
what
roll
was
for
that?
our abilities? Do we roll for our heroic abilities again at the beginning
when
of
your
the
turn
round?
comes up, you do.
Okay, when your turn.
Yeah, at the start of your turn, you do.
Got it.
I'm still understanding that heroic ability thing.
So there we are. I'd say practice with your stuff. You'll still be rusty when you're doing the first combat. Don't worry about that. But I think by the time I've had people say that they wanted to quit the game after the first combat.
Wow.
And then after the second combat, they're like, "Oh, that was fun." Once you start getting everything you can do, and I think if anyone can do a game that's fast, it'll be you guys. So
I learned by doing stuff like this. So this is good that we're doing this right now. Otherwise, I'd be like sweating bullets on
We
like
gotta
game
hit the
night.
lab.
I'm the
boys.
same way,
We gotta
man.
hit the
I'm the
lab.
same way.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Guess what?
"Oh!"
Okay, let's do one more quick round.
We got to hit the dojo.
Yeah, I hit 2, so I think I don't
More
know.
fury.
Nice.
I'm still learning.
Seeing
all
the
this.
goblin
Sorry.
come
Oh,
flying past me. No, sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
What
this
were you
is
saying?
the Southern Dwarf Fairy.
Seeing the other goblin come flying past me, landing, I turn with my hammer. I do another brutal slam down on him.
So then you'll announce the damage you do, and you'll announce all the effects. That's how I know you're done inflicting
14?
surges.
Did I read that right? Yeah, I'm reading that. It's what's highlighted, right?
So yeah, so you'll compare
Okay.
the 14 to the 3 tiers. So it's between the 12 and the 17. So you do that middle line.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't he get isn't there a +2 against that? Like, because he's attacking the one that I've did my thing.
Correct. So that's up to 16.
But he's missing one. Use a heroic thing.
There's no heroic thing that'll raise it, unfortunately.
slamming my hammer down for 8 damage on
We need a
his
committee.
chest.
I move that we strike a committee to.
He was marked as well.
So you would
I don't know if
describe
that
I
matters.
do 8 damage and tell me how much you push him. And since your push depends on your frosty, like if you're frosty
Pushing him
2
2?
or higher, you push him 4.
Oh, so I guess I'm not understanding the ability well. So brutal slam. So I guess it's the push means you're hitting
Push
him.
2.
He's taking damage, and the impact is making him fly.
You push, and you push 2. And then if your frosty's currently 2 or higher, you push him 2 more. If your frosty's currently 4 or higher, you will gain a surge when you push him.
Okay.
So you're going to push him 4 probably if your frosty's 2 or higher. And all you have to do is push him further away from you. So you can push him straight this way or diagonally into his friend.
I'm going to say I wouldn't know if I'd have control over that, so I just hit him, and if he goes straight, that's fine. Straight ahead, you know?
And he actually goes 5 because you're bigger than him. So boom,
He
goes flying across the battlefield.
He was marked, if I'm not mistaken, by me. So I think you would have gotten an edge on that.
Ooh.
He is double marked there. Yeah. That grants you the 15 damage. Finish.
See ya.
Evaporating him.
Well, actually,
Wait,
Yeah.
And they're going to fight on. One of these your dwarven brother is going to attack your dwarven brother. Now he's going to first do a thing called a malice action, tiny stabs. All enemies take 1 damage per adjacent goblin. So the southern dwarf hero would take 1 damage. The northern dwarf hero would take 2 damage. Then he's going to, that was 5 malice. Then he's going to bury the point in your brother, which is 2 malice. And
Touch my brother.
he gets a 7 damage.
I'll kill you.
Bastard.
And if your might was less than 2, you'd be bleeding, but it's not, so you're good.
Little green bastard.
Then oh wait, I got some 2s going here. Dwarf Fury brother, the northern dwarf.
Seeing the warrior get flung into the abyss, I turn to the one to the west of me, and I say, "Monkey see, monkey do," and I swing my large hammer at him, knocking him back,
Killing him.
doing
in the
8 damage
process.
to him.
The
I'm sorry,
last.
I said to the west of me.
Okay. There.
I love it.
The one to the west is obliterated by the dwarf. And the last goblin warrior with 1 measly malice left will try to spear charge the dwarf to the west of him. He's got 1 edge on that guy for 4 damage. And then
You all right, brother?
I'll feedback loop that.
Oh no. 4 damage does 2. You see him, blood coming out of his ear. You can tell us how it looks as he falls to the ground. Killed psychically.
Whoa.
Did I just do that?
Yes, you did.
Sure did.
Awesome.
Haka loogie, just spit on him. I'm
So
going to get.
That's how the game
Can
works.
somebody help me with these tendrils?
Right. Another thing that you'll run into will be rabble or minions or grunts. Sometimes things will be so easy to kill. You'll kill one of them and it'll kill one adjacent to them. I'll leave it up to you how you describe that. It could be that you moved past both of them with swinging your warhammer on both, clobbering them both, and killing them both with 1 blow. Or it could be you knock one into the other one, killing them both. Or it could be you kill one and the other one runs in fear or falls and cowers and surrenders. It'll be up to you guys to describe how that happens when you're fighting those little grunts.
So in what I'm gathering, it's, and if you're gonna run it this way, or if this is how the game just plays, it's mostly gauntlet like, right? Almost
Good
with all the
gauntlet.
monsters, like gauntlet style.
Yeah,
It
well,
wants to fight. Yeah, the game wants.
there's plenty of things to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
But then there'll also be plenty of regular exploration if you want.
Okay.
The scenario you're doing is going to have a thing called a montage. So you'll get to see what those look like. And that's like you're traveling for multiple days and you need to overcome many challenges during that journey. And it kind of zeroes in on how each of you contribute to the journey. So there'll be a bunch of challenges to overcome, and you'll say, "Hey, my character led the overcoming that challenge," and then you'll make a test to see how you did on overcoming that challenge.
Literally a montage.
Literally the montage. Yeah. Another thing that you'll probably get to experience will be a negotiation, which is kind of codified a little bit, such that you're trying to interest the party you're negotiating with into agreeing to what you want to achieve before they run out of patience. So you'll be making arguments with them saying, "Hey, we want to pass through this city gate because XYZ, and it'll be in your best interest to let us do that." And you'll be trying to appeal to their motivations. Like they might have some motivation like protecting the villagers from a werewolf. And you're saying, "Hey, we know about the werewolf. We've come here to defend you against that." And then you'll make a persuasion check, and it'll be an easy one if you can appeal to their motivation, or it might be a hard one if you appeal to something that is more of a pitfall for them. So you'll get to experience what a negotiation is. There's a shorthand of it. I say shorthand to laugh because it's not very shorthand.
I do hope, as the high elf tactician, I get to utilize my flirt bonus.
Yep.
Like, you know,
Hey,
You have a flirt bonus?
I absolutely do.
wow.
Watch out, Crispy.
So
This game's about slaying monsters. Here's your flirt
Yeah.
bonus.
you'll get to experience that. You'll get to experience
Right.
probably a couple combats. Much
Mind
more
spike
extensive than what we
on
just did.
myself.
Colville added that to the game. He was like, it's just his regular thought process. In regular life, I get a bonus if I talk to her.
Yes.
Chat, any questions from the chat before we wrap up?
I actually have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Just about the sheet. I maybe discovered another typo. Again, in Ray of Wrath, it says spend 1 clarity, and I can target an additional creatures that piety. Is that supposed to be piety? Because I've looked at the sheet.
Supposed to be piety. Yeah.
Okay, I will change that too.
Did I get
Thank
it
you.
right on here? Oh, I don't think there's even a way for you to spend anything on Ray of Wrath. So it's a complete typo.
Well, Ray of Wrath says I can spend 1 piety and target 1 additional creature or object. But that's on my character sheet, and if that's wrong, I'll just eliminate that from the sheet.
I will double check. I'll let
Sure,
you-
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a.
I'm looking forward to playing it. It's a lot. So
It's
don't
gonna be fun,
expect to
though.
be-
Yeah.
don't expect
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
excited.
really,
I'm
really
excited.
good at it.
We're gonna have fun here, you know.
In your first battle, you'll be
Oh.
like, "Oh God, I hate this game." Your second battle will be like, "Huh, that's kind of interesting." And then the third or fourth battle, when you know all your powers and you're rolling through your turns and you're getting all the damage you do right and the amount you
Mhm.
push or pull or slide right, it goes fast and things fall so fast because you're smashing everyone around you, knocking them all into the walls and off each other, and you'll start a combat with like 30 opponents and they'll be down to no one in no time.
Nice.
Part
Um, Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
and
no,
go
go
on
ahead.
with the question. I was just wondering on the skills.
Yeah.
Like, so we each have our own skills here. If you're trained in a skill on the character sheet, then it's a +2 on the power roll, correct?
That is correct.
But how do we show that on this? Like, where are the skills on the?
So if you click your token, the
Yeah.
second button is test. So you'd click your test button. If I say
Okay.
make a alertness test using
Okay.
intuition, you would just click the test button.
Okay.
And then if you have alertness as a skill, you get to add 2. And
Okay.
you'd also add whatever your intuition is.
And so then I would just I would say to you then that like when I
Yeah.
click on the button, it would just be whatever. Like I read it and then just add. It already is adding 2, or do I have to just do that on my own?
In this case, it doesn't
Oh.
add anything.
Okay, so I would just add if I am trained in that, then I would do that.
That's right.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's how it'll ask for skills. Yeah.
I don't know if this is important or not, Tom, but what's the world like? Like what kind of world is this? Is just generic fantasy? Like how would you describe it?
It's more, it's maybe advanced Middle Ages.
Okay.
Hmm.
There's, if you go to certain areas of the, I want to say multiverse, but it's called the timescape. You can even get into Renaissance type level of equipment, but none of your equipment is firearms. They're all swords, warhammers, plate armor, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Magic is not common in the world. You're in a small, let's see here. I forget if it's a barony. Yeah, a small barony. A small barony. You're going from a small size city, probably 10, 15,000 people at most, to just a little village. A journey that'll take you 3 to 4 days, probably. You don't expect you'll see a whole lot of people on the road. You'll probably pass through a lot of farmland. The background of the adventure is you're hired by a merchant who is from Broadhurst. And he's very concerned because there's a plague going on there amongst their livestock. He's found an herbalist and an alchemist couple who have brewed up some medicine that's going to help save the livestock, and that will help save the town of Broadhurst, the village of Broadhurst.
Okay.
The woman,
The
kindly
plague is
woman?
going after the livestock or people too?
the plague is going after the livestock. Yeah, they'll lose all their livestock, and then they'll lose their livelihood. The road between here and there, not necessarily beset with bandits, but the country is dangerous. There's goblins around. There's other dangers around, and so they don't feel safe taking the wagon with the medicine by themselves, and hence they've asked you to guard them
We'll be on foot or horseback.
on foot. They have one old nag who
Got it.
they hope will make the trip.
We'll be on dwarf back. We got 2 dwarves.
Yeah, that's right. You ride the dwarves at dawn.
That's what we're good for.
Regulator.
You got that flirt skill. Use it.
Yeah. Play some dwarf chicken.
Yeah.
What do you say, you?
Can
What
the
am I looking
chat
for
box
down on the
be moved?
ground?
It covers Dean. Oh, sorry about
Dwarf
that.
kills
Dean-
the rest of the
Dean's
No,
face is
sorry.
covered.
I'll get rid of the chat box.
There we go. There we go.
There he is.
That's okay.
Very, very, very.
I got a
Very
little
pretty.
fruity elf in the corner. Look at that.
Can make it big
He's a
now.
flirty elf.
Okay.
There's the handsome crew.
What a crew. Look at that
Yeah.
crew. Man,
That.
Gorgeous.
Ready to go.
it's like the
I
All-stars.
haven't run a game with chat, so I will be not distracted. I promise.
yeah. You don't even
Yeah.
have to look at
I
it.
won't even
You
look at it. I
can
may close it.
Yeah, you can do like
close-
you
Yeah,
can
just
click on private chat.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
And we'll just distract you. It's,
Of course we
Perfect.
will.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll distract you. Sometimes it'll make you feel awful.
how could you forget?
There was one time early on where I peeked at chat and someone was just like, someone like made fun of me. I was like, oh.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go eat my dinner.
Your dinner that Mrs. Christie was making
Mrs.
for
Christy
you.
made. Yes.
That's fantastic. Next
Yeah.
level.
Thanks a lot, guys. I will see you.
Hey, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks,
Tom.
Yeah,
everyone.
we'll see you Thursday.
See you soon.
See you all.
Bye,
Take
everyone.
care.
Bye.